Really happy to have my next guest here on the program. She's been making her UFC debut coming up here April 10th at UFC on ABC2 against Norma Dumont. It is Erin Blanchfield back here on the program as a member of the UFC roster. Erin, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, but I'm not going to be fighting in the UFC for the very first time coming up here on the 10th. Congratulations. I got to ask right off the bat, when did you find out that you were signed to the UFC?
So I got a call last Tuesday, like right before. I was actually at training getting like changed and stuff like that, and I got a call from my manager that the Norma Dumont needed an opponent, that I think her opponent got hurt or for whatever happened. And it was at 35, so I knew I'd be able to make weight. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. She wants it. So
yeah, because you've never fought at 35. I was looking at that in your career, at least not professionally, right? You've never fought at 135?
No, I've never fought professionally at 35. When I did kickboxing and stuff as a kid, I fought at 35. But never professionally. But since it was such short notice, it just makes sense for me.
The other thing that's changed, I think, since the last time we spoke is you're with new management now. How did that all come together?
I think it was just time for a change. I was kind of having a hard time getting fights like with Invicta and everything. And I just wanted to take another path and see what opportunities came through that. So it's worked out so far. So
I'd say so. You're in the UFC. That's been the goal all along. What's been the feedback like? I know when Ariel Helwani, of all people, I know had mentioned that you had been signed to the UFC. I saw the people, giving props. How has that been? Just, seeing the community come together and kind of have your back here and say, hey, congrats.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, a lot of fighters and stuff are like, oh, it's about time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still only 21, but I guess I've been in it for so long that a lot of people wanted to see me there. And I know I'm ready to be there. So it's been super cool getting all like that publicity. But, it's nice that everyone's telling me congrats and stuff, but I don't really want to hear it until I win on Saturday.
Right. No, that's exactly. You got the right mentality there for sure. How much has it helped that you fought for Invicta? Because, this is something we've talked about in our other interviews, is that all your competition in your professional career anyways has been top notch. Like, you're more than ready for this, like a lot of people have been saying, but how much confidence does that give you going into the cage on April 10th?
Yeah, definitely. Fighting through Invicta, I already have wins over UFC fighters already. So, obviously it's smaller weight classes, but I know Invicta always had really good talent, and a lot of girls from Invicta went to the UFC and became like great UFC fighters or UFC champs. So it definitely gives me a lot of confidence going into this fight that I've had experience against really good opponents. So
they tell you you're fighting Norma. Did you know much about her before taking this fight, or was it one of those things you had to go look a little bit closer, in Tapology and all the other stats and everything?
Oh, no, I remember her because I remember her fighting Megan Anderson. That was the only fight that I remembered, but then I went back and I saw she fought like Ashley Evans Smith. So I definitely had to do a little research. I didn't really know anything about her style, but now I've done the research, so I feel good about it.
Now, if people just heard that there, obviously Megan's a featherweight. You fought at flyweight, so people thinking this is going to be a huge size discrepancy. It's not, because I actually looked. She's a little bit taller than you, but I think you actually have the reach advantage in this fight. Did you know that?
Oh, no, actually, I didn't know that. I know she's like 5'7", I'm 5'4", so she's not really that much taller than me. I fought taller people before, so.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. How do you feel like you match up against her in this fight, just looking at it from a style perspective?
It's a fun fight. She likes to throw a lot of big overhands. She's very aggressive, but I think they'll feed right into my style. We've looked into it, and I think a lot of things I know already, just implementing them in this fight, and I think I'll be able to get that win, so.
What type of camp have you had in, leading up to this? I know you're training all the time, but obviously it's a little bit different when you actually have a fight coming up. So what does camp look like?
It was only like a 10, 11 day notice. So just honing, just watching tape and honing in the things I already know that I think will work against Norma. And then the weight cut really hasn't been a problem. So that wasn't really a factor. Just focusing on technique and what we want to do to get that win.
Leading up to this, who had you been training with in terms of, bodies in the gym? Who have you mainly been working with?
I've been going up to Long Island and stuff because there's a few girls up there like Caitlin Chikagan and Leanna Jojua and a few other like amateur girls and pro girls there too. So I've been getting good sparring over there. And then like with my brother and stuff here in New Jersey and a few guys here that have been helping me out. So it's been good.
Did Caitlin give you any advice? Because, she's fought, for a UFC title. She obviously has a lot of wisdom, I'm sure.
Yeah, I remember when my Invicta fight first got, canceled, she was like, oh, would you, just go to the UFC? And she's like, I think she used to fight 35 too, and now she went back to flyweight. So she was like, I fought at 35, and it wasn't really that big of a difference. And she's like, I think you'd be fine if you got a short notice call for 35. And actually it happened, so I'm excited about it.
There you go. She should buy a lottery ticket. She kind of predicted that might happen. So there you go. What about the weight cut? I mean, obviously you don't have to cut that extra weight. How's that going? Do you have to cut much weight at all, or how's the process for this?
I mean, like this morning I was 140, so I only have to make 36, so it's no problem.
Go in the sauna, go for a run. You're probably good, right? So
yeah, I'll be good. So that hasn't been a problem, which will kind of be nice. I mean, especially with such short notice. So
okay. When are you actually heading down there? Because we're recording this on Easter Sunday, which, by the way, thank you for this. But when are you actually going to be flying down to Vegas?
We leave Tuesday morning.
Okay. So itinerary's all good? You kind of know everything that you're supposed to be doing, or is that still getting figured out?
Yeah, no, I mean, I went to like 4 doctor's appointments on Friday because I had to get all my medicals done like right away. And I had to get COVID tested, which came back negative, so that's good. And yeah, we got the flights figured out. Like, I think got everything like finalized like yesterday. I signed up with USADA. I think I still have to like do like a phone call with them for like an hour or so. But once that's done, I think I'm pretty much good to go.
Good stuff. And who's going to be making the trip down there with you in terms of your corner?
So I have my striking coach, Augie Mateus, my jiu-jitsu coach, Frankie Roberts, and my brother, Brendan Blanchfield, is coming with me.
Nice. Family affair. That's always good. How's he doing, by the way? I know last time we spoke, I think he was still, obviously training. He's trying to get into it as well, right?
Yeah, no, he's still training and everything. I mean, there's no amateur shows really yet because of COVID and everything. You'd probably have to travel for that. But he's still training. He's getting better. So he'll get to see what it's like to be in corner for the UFC, which I know he's excited about, and I'm happy to have him there. There's
a lot of siblings fighting right now. I don't know if you know this. So Charles Rosa's brother just fought a couple weeks ago. Aspen Ladd's brother fought last weekend. He's like a light heavyweight fighter. He fought amateur in Utah. I guess they had a show with a bunch of amateurs that ended up working out. And Rose Namajunas' brother. Did you know all this? That, apparently like we're at the time now, I think, where a lot of the siblings are going to be getting into MMA, which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I remember hearing about Rose's brother because I think he's like 30 years old or so, something like that. I remember when he made his debut. But that's really cool. That I think a lot of people don't realize that. I think a lot of fighters they get so into it, and it kind of becomes like a family affair, and everyone in the family's super into it. So it might seem strange, but it's not if you're into it and you know how it kind of works, the dynamics.
How's this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you see it unfolding?
I mean, I think it's gonna be a good fight. We're both skilled in different ways, but I know that I have the ability to get that win, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to get that win.
I know, again, the focus is on getting the win, like you just mentioned there, and you're just getting into the UFC, and the career is just getting started. This is just the next chapter. But what's been the coolest message you've got since signing with the UFC? Like, has there been any fighters that you haven't known that are like, "Hey, congratulations," or anything like that? Like, what's been the biggest moment for you from that?
It's actually kind of funny. A few people I used to train with as kids, like when I first started, I remember like the girl, I think I took like my first jiu-jitsu class or whatever, she messaged me and was like, "Oh, like it's so cool to see you like doing what you've always wanted to do since you were a kid." And like a few other kids that I went to like elementary school, reached out to me. So I think it's been really cool to see that, that they still like follow me and see what I'm doing, and they're like congratulating me. It's really nice.
And how you spending Easter? Because like I said, I'm taking you away from family time right now. So any plans? I guess you can have turkey, but probably not any gravy, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll make my own stuff separate. But I trained this morning, and now we're just going to have like a little family thing at home with people that I've been around anyway, so.
Have you taken a glance at the card? Is there anyone you're looking forward to meeting for the first time maybe on this UFC card? Well, I guess you'll be kind of, away from them because of COVID, but still you'll be on the same card with, like Marvin Vettori and Kevin Holland. Like, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I think Mike Perry's on the card.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my brother was like, "Oh, I want to get a picture with Mike Perry."
So there you go. That's probably why your brother wants to go. He's like, "Erin, by the way, I saw Mike Perry's on there. We got to go." So
yeah,
maybe something like that.
I think I've been so focused on my own fight that I'm not really sure who else is on the card, but I know it'll be a good experience nonetheless.
Again, Erin, congratulations. We're really looking forward to the debut. It's coming up here Saturday. It is UFC on ABC2. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media you want to plug? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I want to thank all my coaches, like Augie Mateus from MK Muay Thai, Silver Fox BJJ, Cordoba Trained, my manager from KO Reps for getting me this fight. And that's it so far. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram on Blanchfield_MMA and all my social media.